What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Kelly's really here, and today we're going to be making a review actually on the forward path. I'm not sure if I made a review on this gun in the past or spoke on it, but I ended up picking up a very solid roll today that I've been taking out, and holy shit, it is really good. But before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you on the recent support on my videos. It's been helping me get encouraged to actually make more videos, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe and like the video if you actually like the video. But without further ado, let's get into the review. In the gameplay, I have one that has tap the trigger, which gives you extra stability and accuracy right when you pull the trigger, and I have dynamic sway, which actually does the exact same thing, but when you hold the trigger, had accurize for that range, red dot for that beautiful scope. I luckily got handling, and I decided to throw on a counterbalance to make it all good. And all of those perks just combine to make the forward path a super consistent monster. If you don't know though, the reason I'm using the counterbalance mod on this is that the forward path sits at a 60 recoil direction, which is a hidden stat if you look it up on Light GG. And you want to put on the counterbalance mod because you want the total to be as close to like a 5 as possible. So like I'd rather it be at 65 than 60 because if it's at a 60, then I believe that means it's going to kick more to the left, and the closer to 5, like the more vertical your recoil is. So with the counterbalance mod on this, it is a perfectly vertical recoil as you see in the gameplay. It's beautiful. Also, with dynamic sway and tap the trigger working together just to keep this thing from kicking, you're really able to just shred people from where you are. The sight I'm using is kind of close range, and I'd love to see this thing with a long range sight, but it definitely holds its own close range. You can pretty much outgun hand cannons when you're at like 20 meters, and it feels great. With the handling I have on mine, and I'm not sure if that's the handling normally on it, but it's great. You barely even need a dexterity perk. I didn't even have a dexterity perk on this gameplay. I was actually feeling kind of lazy. I'd say the biggest thing this auto rifle has going for it is the fact that it's in the kinetic slot, which is actually huge. A majority of our meta auto rifles are actually in the energy slot, which doesn't really give you much of a selection, but you're able to use this thing in the kinetic, so I paired it with the Fellwinters. It'd be good with like a 7-0 CQB, and I'd even recommend the snipe with this. I mean, you can cover your medium range pretty well. It's just, it's a matter of dealing with that close range, but I think you'd be fine. I think the question though in everyone's head is, do I bring this in the trials? And I'd say, I don't know about that. Trials right now is kind of devolved into just 120 RPM hand cannons, which kinda sucks, but it makes sense. I wouldn't necessarily bring this thing in the trials in the meta we're at right now, but I think once 120s are brought in line a bit more with other guns, then we could see this thing shine. So it'd be worth picking up right now. In modes like quick play though, where you're just playing people that aren't really trying too hard, it's fine. I mean, I was running this with the Berserker mod, and I was also running this with Charged with Light build, and you just kind of shred people. You get so much extra damage and shit that you just go through people, and it's a really good time. It's a good pub stomping gun right now. I mean, as you can see in this gameplay, I got a 20 kill streak with it, so it can't be that bad. Now, the main drawback of this thing is, well, it's an auto rifle. Auto rifles haven't been meta since Beyond Light. Beyond Light introduced changes to the auto rifle archetype where before they'd kill in zero point 0.7 seconds, and now they kill in 0.77 seconds, so closer to like a zero point 0.8. And it's kind of hard to obtain that optimal time to kill, so they aren't exactly in the best spot they've been. That doesn't mean, though, that these are in the worst spot they've been. Auto rifles still are better off than they used to be, so they are still like good picks for activities. Auto rifles still work and still are pretty consistent. It's just a matter of them getting outranged by hand cannons, but hand cannons aren't exactly the easiest thing for everyone to use, so maybe just picking up an auto rifle to get you some clean, consistent kills isn't a bad idea. But that's just my thoughts. I had a lot of fun using it in Iron Banner, and I think I am going to try it out in something like Survival. And if it turns out to be meta later down the line, I guess I'll let you guys know. But as it sits, the forward path is very consistent, it's still good, but you know, it's not meta. It just isn't what's in right now. But as soon as hand cannons are brought in line, I have a pretty good feeling that this thing is going to shine. I really do think that later on this year, because inevitably 120 hand cannons are going to get a touch up because of their just insane range, but once that happens, auto rifles might actually have a fighting chance in this meta. But that's really all I got for you guys. I just want to take a second though to talk about some things. So if you're not really here for the channel and you just kind of wanted the review part is over. But here we go. Let's talk about some fun things. I just kind of wanted to give a little end section of this video just to thank everyone so much. I mean, I'm no like Logan Paul or anything, but I have been getting a lot of support recently. Been getting a lot of views and shit lately, which is kind of crazy. And I know that like 100 views on a video or like 200 is like fucking nothing in the grand scheme of things, but that doesn't make it any cooler to see it on your screen. But this is going to be the actual end of the video. Thank you guys so much for all of the support, and make sure to like and subscribe if you did like and you do want to see more things of mine. But that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.